You might not see it right now, but the truth is, you've already survived things that once felt impossible. You've carried pain quietly. You've kept moving shred when no one was cheering for you. You've shown strength in moments when all you wanted was to give up. You've smiled when your heart was heavy. You've listened when you wanted to shout. You've stayed kind in a world that hasn't always been kind to you. And maybe you don't even realize what that says about you. See, strength doesn't always look loud. It doesn't always roar or shout or shine. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's just showing up, even when you feel empty. It's forgiving when no one said sorry. It's trying again after failing. It's choosing peace instead of revenge. You've been growing, quietly, consistently, in ways you don't give yourself credit for. And today, you'll see it for what it truly is. Because mental strength isn't about never falling. It's about how you rise after every fall. It's about how you keep your heart open, even when life has tried to close it. So listen closely. Here are 10 signs you're mentally stronger than you think. Sign 1. You keep going even when it hurts. You've faced days that tested every part of you. Days when your chest felt heavy, and your thoughts were louder than your strength. Days when you wanted to disappear, but didn't. You still got up. You still showed up, even when your heart was tired, even when no one saw the effort it took just to move. That's not weakness. That's quiet, unshakable strength. It's easy to keep going when life feels light. But when your world feels heavy, and you still take one more step, that's power. Every time you whispered, "I can't do this anymore," and then did it anyway. You built resilience. You proved to yourself that pain doesn't define your ending. It refines your spirit. The truth is, you've walked through storms that others would have run from. And somehow, you're still here, breathing, growing, becoming. You didn't need to win every battle. You just needed to keep moving through them. Because every time you did, you became stronger than you were yesterday. Sign 2. You don't need everyone's approval. There was a time you tried so hard to be understood. You wanted people to see your heart, to know your intentions, to like you. But no matter how much you gave, someone always had something to say. And one day, you just stopped trying to explain yourself. That moment wasn't coldness, it was growth. You realized that peace feels better than approval, that not everyone deserves access to your energy, that sometimes the strongest thing you can do is walk away from needing to be liked. You've learned that your worth isn't measured by other people's opinions. It's measured by your truth, by who you are when no one's watching. You no longer chase validation. You no longer shrink yourself to fit inside someone else's comfort. You don't need constant reassurance anymore, because you've started trusting your own voice. That's what strength looks like. It's standing alone in your decision when everyone questions it. It's saying, "I know who I am," even when others don't get it. It's letting go of the need to prove yourself and finally just being yourself. You stopped trying to please the world and started learning how to please your soul. And that is what mental strength truly feels like. Sign 3. You take responsibility for your life. There was a time when it felt easier to blame the world, to point at the past, the people, the pain, and say, "This is why I am the way I am." But somewhere along the way, you stopped. You realized that waiting for others to fix what they broke would only keep you stuck. You realized that no apology could give you back the time you lost. So you chose to move forward anyway. You took your life back. You stopped giving your power away to people who never knew what to do with it. You looked at your mistakes, not with shame, but with honesty. Because strength isn't pretending to be perfect. It's standing in front of your own reflection and saying, I've messed up, but I'm still learning, and I'm still growing. You've learned to own your choices, good and bad, to take control of your reactions, your healing, your direction. You don't wait for things to change. You decide to change them. That's real maturity. That's real courage. You understand now that your life isn't in someone else's hands. It's in yours. And that truth is both terrifying and freeing. You're not a victim of your story. You're the author rewriting it. One page, one decision, one new beginning at a time. Sign 4. You've learned to say no. You used to say yes to everything, even when your heart whispered no. You said yes to keep the peace, yes to avoid disappointing others. Yes, even when it meant betraying yourself. You gave so much, until there was almost nothing left for you. But something changed. One day, you realized that love without boundaries becomes exhaustion. That kindness without limits turns into self-neglect. And that your time, your energy, your peace are sacred. You started saying no, not out of anger, but out of self-respect. You began protecting your heart the same way you once protected everyone else's. And maybe people didn't understand. Maybe they called you selfish, distant, or cold. But you know what? You finally understood that protecting your peace is not selfish. It's survival. You've learned that no can be an act of love. Love for yourself. Love for the person you're becoming. Love for the quiet life that leaves room for your own healing. Now, when something doesn't feel right, you don't force it. When someone crosses your line, you stand firm. And when your spirit needs rest, you listen. Because every time you say no to what drains you, you're saying yes to what helps you grow. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. And it's one of the clearest signs of true mental strength. Sign 5. You stay calm in the middle of chaos. There was a time when everything small could shake you. When every harsh word, every sudden change, every storm pulled you into panic. But now, you're different. You've learned that not every battle deserves your energy. You've learned the power of the pause. You no longer react. You respond. You breathe before you speak. You think before you fight. You know that calm doesn't mean weakness. It means mastery. You faced moments when life felt out of control, when everything was falling apart and you couldn't fix it. But instead of letting chaos own you, you owned your peace. You've learned to let go of what you can't control, to accept what you can't change, to stand still in the middle of the storm and say, "This too shall pass." That strength most people never find. Because calm is not the absence of emotion. It's the presence of understanding. It's trusting that you can handle whatever comes, even if it scares you. And now, when others lose their balance, you become the steady one, the grounded one, the one who holds peace in the palm of their hand. Your calm is your power. It's proof that you've grown beyond reacting. You've learned to lead yourself through the storm with grace. Sign 6. You've turned pain into power. You've been hurt in ways words can't explain. You've faced endings you never saw coming. You've lost people, dreams, and pieces of yourself you thought you'd never recover from. But here you are, still breathing, still becoming. You took the pain that could have broken you, and you turned it into something sacred. You stopped asking, "Why me?" and started asking, "What can this teach me?" You stopped running from the past and started rebuilding with it. That's not just survival. That's transformation. You learned that pain isn't the enemy. It's the invitation. The invitation to grow deeper, softer, wiser. To find strength in surrender and beauty in the cracks. Your scars don't make you damaged. They make you real. They tell the story of how you refused to stay broken, of how you walked through the fire and came out glowing. You stopped pretending you were fine. You allowed yourself to feel, to cry, to grieve. And that's where your healing began. Because strength isn't pretending you're okay. It's admitting that you're not, and choosing to heal anyway. You've learned to thank the pain, because it made you humble. It made you kind. It made you see life with new eyes. You don't just carry the pain anymore. You've turned it into purpose, and that's how pain becomes power. Sign 7. You're comfortable being alone. There was a time when being alone felt like emptiness, when silence screamed louder than any crowd, when solitude made you feel small, lonely, even invisible. But now, something has changed. You've discovered that being alone isn't a punishment. It's a gift, a space to breathe, a space to reflect, a space to really know yourself. You don't need constant validation. You don't need noise to feel alive. You've learned that peace is found in stillness, not in distraction. Being alone has taught you who you are without masks, without performing, without trying to fit into anyone else's expectations. And in that quiet, you've grown stronger than ever. You've learned to love your own company, to celebrate your own victories, to nurture your own heart. You found freedom in solitude, freedom to think, freedom to feel, freedom to grow. The truth is, most people never learn this. They never feel complete without someone else's presence, but you've discovered that your own presence is enough. That being alone is not lonely. It's powerful. And that quiet strength, the strength to be fully yourself, even when no one else is around, that's what mental strength really looks like. Sign 8. You can care deeply without losing yourself. You've loved before, fully, completely, without holding back. And you felt the weight of giving too much, the exhaustion, the heartache, the emptiness that comes when you care for others more than yourself. But you've learned that true strength isn't losing yourself in someone else's life. It's loving without giving away your peace. It's being there for others without sacrificing your own soul. You care deeply, but you've set boundaries. You support others, but you don't let them drain your light. You've realized that helping someone else doesn't mean forgetting yourself. You've learned to balance empathy with self-respect, to give without losing, to nurture without being consumed. And that's a rare kind of strength, because most people think caring means sacrificing. You know better. You've discovered that you can open your heart fully and still hold your own power. You've mastered the quiet art of giving love while keeping your soul intact. And that, the ability to love deeply without losing yourself, is one of the clearest signs of true mental strength. Sign 9. You adapt when life changes. Life hasn't always gone the way you planned. Plans fell apart. Dreams shifted. People left. The world changed around you, sometimes faster than you could keep up. And yet, you adapted. You learned to bend without breaking, to adjust without losing yourself, to let go of what no longer serves you, even when it hurts. You've discovered that change isn't the enemy. It's an invitation to grow, to evolve, to become stronger than before. You've taken unexpected endings and turned them into beginnings. You've found strength in uncertainty, courage in the unknown, and resilience in the chaos. It's not that you never feel fear. It's not that change doesn't shake you to your core. It's that you don't let it stop you. Every time life shifted beneath your feet, you learned to stand taller, to trust yourself more, to keep moving forward even when the path wasn't clear. That's mental strength, the quiet, unwavering kind that doesn't panic when everything changes, the kind that rises every single time, no matter what life throws your way. Sign 10. You still believe in yourself. Deep down. Even when the world doubts you, even when friends, family, or strangers question your choices, you keep moving forward. Even when failure whispers in your ear, even when fear screams in your chest, you take one more step. You may not always feel brave. You may not always feel strong, but somewhere deep inside, you know you will survive. You know you will rise again. That stubborn spark inside you, that quiet voice saying, I can do this. It's been there through heartbreak, disappointment, and every moment of doubt. You've learned that believing in yourself doesn't mean never faltering. It means continuing anyway. It means holding on to hope when hope feels impossible. It means trusting the journey, even when the path is unclear. You keep going, even when no one else sees it. You keep trying, even when the world expects you to give up. You keep showing up, even when it's easier to quit. That is the purest form of strength. Not loud, not boastful, not obvious, but quiet, persistent, unstoppable. Because deep down, you know this truth. You've made it through everything that was meant to break you. And somehow, you're still here, still fighting, still believing, still becoming. And that is mental strength in its most powerful form. You've survived storms that would have broken most people. You've faced darkness that could have swallowed you whole. You've walked through moments that tested everything you believed about yourself. And yet, here you are. Let's pause for a moment and really think about what that means. Trust your journey, every struggle, every failure, every heartbreak you've endured. It wasn't wasted. It shaped you, even if you couldn't see it at the time. It brought you here. Even when life feels messy, chaotic, or unfair, your path is leading you to the person you are meant to become. Trust it. Trust yourself. Trust the unseen strength that's carried you this far. Protect your peace. Saying no. Setting boundaries. Choosing yourself. It's not selfish, it's essential. Your energy, your time, your mind. They are sacred. Protect them fiercely. You've learned that some battles are not yours to fight, and some people are not meant to stay. And that awareness, that understanding of your own worth, is one of the greatest forms of strength you can have. Embrace solitude. Being alone does not mean being lonely. Quiet does not mean empty. There is power in silence and wisdom in reflection. These moments are where you recharge, where you breathe, where you reconnect with yourself. Cherish your own company. This is where clarity grows. This is where your mind finds peace and your heart finds truth. Learn from pain. Every wound, every loss, every moment of heartbreak carries a lesson. You've grown stronger, wiser, and more compassionate because of it. Your scars are not signs of weakness. They are badges of courage. They tell the story of someone who refused to stay broken. Someone who walked through the fire and came out glowing. Pain has shaped you, but it has not defined you. Stay grounded during change. Life shifts constantly. Plans collapse. People leave. Circumstances evolve. Sometimes it feels like the ground beneath you is moving too fast. But your inner strength, your resilience, remains. Focus on what you can control Let go of what you cannot and move forward anyway. You've adapted before. You've survived before. And each time, you've grown stronger. Change is no longer a threat. It's an opportunity to rise again. Believe in yourself, even when no one else does, even when the world doubts your abilities, your decisions, your path. You continue. You rise. You step forward. Small steps. Quiet determination. Every forward motion, no matter how small, is proof of your resilience. You may falter, you may stumble, but you never stop. Celebrate your wins, the victories, the progress, the moments when you refuse to give up. They matter. Even small victories deserve recognition. Each one is proof of how far you've come, of how strong you really are. Don't wait for others to notice. Honor yourself. Celebrate your journey. Keep growing quietly. Strength does not always shout. Sometimes it whispers. Every choice to rise, to try again, to protect your peace, it adds to your resilience. Every day, even if unseen, you grow stronger. You are evolving into someone unstoppable. Someone who doesn't just survive, but thrives. Remember this, the lessons of mental strength are not found in comfort. They are forged in struggle, in silence, in courage, in perseverance. Every challenge you've overcome, every boundary you've set, every moment you've kept going, it's proof. Proof that you are stronger than you think. Take a deep breath and listen closely. Strength isn't just something you notice in yourself. It's something you build every single day. Start by caring for your mind. Feed it positivity. Read, reflect, and surround yourself with thoughts that inspire you rather than drain you. Let your inner voice be your guide, not your critic. Move your body. Strengthen your mind by moving, stretching, and breathing. Physical energy affects mental energy. Even a few minutes each day can reset your focus and calm your spirit. Set clear boundaries. Learn to say no without guilt. Protect your energy like the treasure it is. When you say yes to yourself first, everything else falls into place. Reflect daily. Take quiet moments to check in with yourself. Ask, what did I learn today? What can I do differently tomorrow? Reflection turns experience into wisdom. Face discomfort. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. Step into challenges, even if they scare you. Each time you push through fear, you expand your resilience. Practice gratitude. Notice the small victories. Acknowledge what's going right. Even in the darkest moments, there is something to appreciate. Gratitude rewires your mind to focus on strength rather than struggle. Connect with others wisely. Supportive relationships fuel your resilience. Seek people who uplift, encourage, and inspire you. And step away from those who drain your energy. Remember, mental strength isn't built overnight. It's quiet. It's steady. It's a series of small choices. Rising each time you fall, protecting your peace, loving yourself, and moving forward. Do these things consistently, and you'll not just survive, you'll thrive. Look at how far you've come. Think of the storms you've survived, the nights you've endured, and the battles you've quietly won. You are stronger than you realize, stronger than anyone else can measure. Mental strength isn't loud. It doesn't always roar or demand recognition. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it's the quiet choice to rise when the world expects you to fall. Sometimes it's the courage to keep going when no one is watching. You've learned to trust your journey. You've learned to protect your peace, to embrace solitude, and to turn pain into power. You've adapted to life's changes, believed in yourself when doubt whispered, and celebrated your victories, even the small ones. All of this It is proof. Proof that you are resilient. Proof that you are capable. Proof that you are unstoppable. So stand tall, even when it feels hard. Keep moving, even when the path is unclear. Keep believing, even when no one else does.